So I'm coming back to record this intro after I have finished doing the readings. And I want to say that I did two groups, but at the end I did a summary which gives like additional information to just the overall energy that I was picking up on. Um, and there are some important messages that came through. Also, I did say that I did take pictures, but I'm not doing that right now. One day when I get like a better setup and camera and tripod or whatever, um, I will actually record the readings because taking the pictures and trying to edit them in is just a lot of energy and work. Um, so I'm not going to do that, and it takes up a lot of space on my phone. And with a person that have a mind like mine's, my phone is already struggling. So I can't be putting it through that. But I do want to actually show people the cards one day and what they say. Um, because some people say that they need that, but I feel like most importantly is the message. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna cater to that energy or not. But right now, I'm deciding not to until I feel like it, pretty much. Um, so when it comes to masculine energy, you can utilize this reading to tap into a masculine energy that you want to know about, or you could use it to tap into the masculine energy within yourself if you are in a feminine body. It's up to you. Or you could just listen, and I guess the reading will let you know. So, the reason why I started to do masculine and feminine readings is because I do feel like when it comes to the tarot community, it caters a lot to feminine energy and not a whole lot to masculine specifically. And I want to change that. I want to change that. I know that there are less masculines that actually watch tarot readings. That's fine because the ones that do, I want them to have something that is, for them. So, and I guess at the end of the day, it's not about energy, but I mean, no, it's always about energy. um, it's not about the body, it's about what energy you resonate with the most. So, when it comes to intuition, uh, feminine energy is attracted to that. So for a masculine to even watch these readings, they will have to tap into that feminine energy. And some masculines that's dominant in their masculine energy don't even want to do that. They don't even want to connect to that side of them, which is what it is. But things are changing and they will come. They will come. Alright, enjoy the reading, y'all. All right, so group one, you are being brought awareness to an inner beast that you are dealing with, something that is very tempted to come out, but you're trying to suppress it, which may be a good thing to not just suppress this beast, but you need to actually look at it, deal with it, and get acquainted with it. Really dig into why it's there, because I feel like you could be having some issues with money right now, and it's putting you in this space where you want to abuse your power. You want to do something very drastic in order to change the situation. But you know that is destructive. So you really trying to suppress that inner beast that is slowly starting to rise up to the surface. I don't feel like you're in a good space right now. You could be dealing with some form of depression, some form of anxiety, and you need to be careful of that because it's manifesting things very rapidly in your environment. And I know that this is hard. This is not an easy thing because we go through periods of times when we just not in the best mood and our mind is negative. But you have to take those times and actually deal with it. Work on what's going on internally inside of you. Because I feel like you might feel like the war is outside of you, but it's not. It's internally. Because it has to do with your perception of it. It has to do with your attachment. It's like being in a relationship with somebody and stuff like that, and you have this really strong attachment to them, and they just don't treat you right. And you might start to beat yourself up, like, oh, maybe I'm not doing right, or maybe I should change, or if I do this better, and yada yada yada. Or it could be like you is constantly putting your energy and trying to get the other person to change instead of making a decision for yourself. So it has to do with the way that you are handling the situation and your perception of it that needs to be tuned up. You need to change your way of thinking. And you know this. It's like I'm getting a really strong feeling like you are aware of this because you had moment of times of realization where you was like, well, I deserve better than this, or I should treat this person better, or something like that. It's just that you didn't capture the moment. You didn't hold on to it. You let it kind of like float by. You had the realization, but you didn't really hold on to it because of fear. Fear of change. Fear of the unknown. Fear to, walk your own path. So that's what you're struggling with right now. There is a love situation. It's like that you want to tell somebody that you love them, um, but you are terrified. You are absolutely afraid to truly let this person know how you feel. Um, I'm gonna get some more cards on why, but you know what? I might even take some pictures, because I'm starting to understand why people want to visually see the cards. I'm starting to understand, so I'm gonna work on it. and everything. Do I got another camera? Hold on. The other camera, I don't have it, but I'm about to get a new phone soon. So, but I'm going to take some pictures though. Um, Something about this situation, like you want to go to this person, but you are, and like if this person don't accept you, you're afraid that it's going to destroy you. This could be like a crush for some of you, or this could be somebody that you owe an apology to, but you're afraid to do it because you're afraid of their reaction. Okay, so why are they afraid of this towel? Are they afraid of this? It's their reaction. You're afraid of their reaction. You also got anxiety over money. So you're afraid of stepping forward. It's like you have the mentality like, man, look, I got to get my stuff together first. Like, if I come to this person, I have to be financially stable because you see this person as the empress. You see this person as abundant, like your perfect match, your perfect person. But she came out reverse, so maybe she's not happy with you right now, and you having a hard time actually dealing with it. Um, just so you know, you are being a coward. It is what it is. We get like that sometimes. Um, I see men struggle with this a whole lot. It has something to do with their identity and their masculinity, what they have been programmed to believe what a man is. So they will stay stuck for a very long time just because they believe by staying stuck, that's them being more masculine. So, yeah. And I'm just telling you, you being a coward. Because I want you to know what that is. You're afraid. Now, see, a lot of times our minds, our mentality will create all types of excuses, justifications for the fear. But at the end of the day, you just being a coward. Okay? I say that with love. Especially, and this is not for everybody, but especially if you have, you're not afraid to hurt people, but you're afraid to get hurt. Especially if you're dealing with that dynamic, you really have some healing to do. And you really have to rethink, you know, detach from what society deem as being masculine and ask yourself, like, what will truly make me happy? Because you should speak your truth regardless, even if this empress was to be upset, which I'm gonna ask, like, you know what, maybe I'll do that in like a extended or something. I've been talking about doing that, so I gotta remember. Let me write that down. Yeah, I was looking for something to write this down, and I picked up this notebook that was on the side of my bed, and it's like a diary from 2017. And I said, I love intensely. I value relationships and people. I express myself intensely. Put my intentions, oh, must be but my intentions are usually in the right place. I don't connect with everyone, but the people I do connect with, it's a deep one, and I prefer it that way. My mind is busy and bored easily. I like the feeling of starting projects, but I fail to finish which I'm working on. Dang, that's crazy. It's 2017. Around, oh no, this is in October. At the top of the page, I put, I need to discover who I am in order to be happy. Oh my motherfucking God, bitch. Yeah. See, and that's like the only page I wrote. And the rest of the book is blank. I have a bad habit of doing that. I will start a journal and like I will, oh, look at all of this. And this is 2019. So I got one page in 2017 and another page in 2019. Okay. Anyways, yeah, hold on. Okay, so in the extended, we're gonna ask, how do this Empress feel about you? Okay, boo? Okay. Let's go back to realizations. Let's get some clarity on this Five of Pentacles right here. Mm. You got some things that you need to walk away from. There are, and you might just be doing that. Like, for some of you, you are in the process of letting go some burdens and walking away from them. For others, you know this is what you need to do. And you should go ahead and start the process. This is confirmation that you need to do that. You need to walk away from something that is very frustrating to you. Something that you know that you just staying complacent in. Something that you have went through a few cycles with. And it's time for you to walk away from it. And once you walk away from this and start walking your own path, because I feel like this is something that you also allow to control you in a way. Like, this could be, I don't know, your dad or something, and he telling you how you should live your life, and you trying to make them happy and making yourself miserable. Something like that. Alright, let's get some more information about this beast that you suppressing. Tell me more about it. Ooh. So the beast is not really a beast at all. It's something that is manifesting from your higher self. Um, it's just your perception of it is like a beast because you find it to be destructive. It could be volatile. It could be moody. Um, But you have to transmute this energy. Once you transmute it, you will see the beauty of this beast. um, which is something like divine justice or something like that. Because I feeling like this beast is stemming from you feeling like a victim in some type of way, something that happened to you that you just don't feel like is right, something that you holding on to the pain of it because it give you some form of security, because this pain make you act in ways that are unhealthy, but you go back into being a victim. So you like, well, all this bad stuff had happened to me, so I have the right to be upset, I have the right to be angry. But you taking it out on the wrong people. For one, you probably not even taking out on the people that actually did the action to you. Or, I mean, you're not sure, you really, it's a waste of time and energy to still be in this energy of feeling like you have the right to be a negative person just because somebody had hit you, not hit you, well, maybe that's something that had happened, but somebody had hurt you before. Like, you never gonna grow being in that energy. It's just not gonna happen. And you do yourself a disservice by staying in this type of cycle. Cause it feeling like something like, well, somebody hurt me in the past. This is why I don't trust people. This is why I don't open myself up to people and stuff like that. No, you just being afraid. You just being a negative person. You just self-destructing. But I do feel like you coming into that realization. Um, some of you might be stuck in the energy of, um, I need justice before I let go of this anger. Um, See, the universe is purposely putting you through this. So if you don't change, you ain't gonna never find that justice. I'm hearing for some of you, like, the justice is all is already impossible, because whoever hurt you in this way, like, either you don't, like, I feel like it's something from childhood. Um, so you might not even see this person anymore, or this person might not remember you, or something like that, or something. But you know that this person is not going to come back to you and apologize, or this person is not going to come back to you and try to make it right. You already know this. So you just will have to heal from it internally. There's a lesson in it, and if you focus on that, that will help you to let it go. I'm gonna do that in the extended too. Like, what was the lesson in this hurt right here? All right, now for the ask, how can you move forward? How can you um, walk through this portal so you could get on the other side and you can go through ascension? because that's the whole point. That's the whole purpose. Do I want to read these reverse? I guess I will. Look, trapped in fear. You have a lot of issues dealing with fear, but you might not be recognizing it as fear. Like, you seeing it from a standpoint of just being like guarded and jaded and stuff like that, but you're not associating it with fear. I want to read these upright. Yeah. Mm. You have so many. Okay. Mm. And once you do this, like, I got accelerated motion at the bottom of the deck. Once you actually overcome the fear and let certain things go, like, the speed of your awakening is going to be so quick and drastic. Um, just because you're a very powerful person, like, you have something in you that is like very old, ancient, like powerful. It's so powerful. And it can manifest through your creativity. It can manifest through your teachings to others. Like, you are a divine being, but you trapped in fear right now. It's things that you just afraid to let go of, but you know that you need to. Also, it's the way that you let go of things. Okay, like, let's say that you wanted to break up with a person, but just not, you just don't go to them and be like, I really don't think we should be in this relationship anymore because I'm just not happy and stuff like that. You will probably create a situation where this person want to push you away. This person don't like you anymore. You make this person dislike you. You create disharmony instead of just being direct and upfront with the person. So you could end situations in a toxic way. Now, sometimes you just can't avoid it. You could speak your truth to somebody and they could get mad regardless, but that's on them. But if you handle a situation with integrity, with truthfulness, you will be able to walk away from that situation feeling in high spirits, feeling like you did your best. But you struggle with doing that. Um, so you should work on it. You should work on trying to create harmony with people. But don't just give them what they want. It's like, because I'm feeling so many different blockages, but it's all within your perception. And I feel like as I'm saying what I'm saying, you are like, well, I never even really thought of it like that. Because you just, it's like you living in survival mode. You just doing what you've been taught to do. you not you wasn't aware that you could do it a different way. That's what I'm feeling. Like you just wasn't aware of it. The reason for a lot of your obstacles and challenges is because of the fear. Because you're afraid to go after the things that you really want. You're afraid to let go of things that are toxic but provide a certain amount of security. Um, you're afraid to make sacrifices for your own happiness. But there is so much disruption in your life. I'm seeing almost like entities around you, but they could be inside of people. Um, it could be in the energy of your work environment. Um, but all of it is a projection of your own inner war that you are going through. So you should recognize that and work on it and try to like overcome it. And once you start to do this, um, like other awarenesses, your spirit is going to open up to other possibilities, and then you will be able to manifest again. Because I feel like you is a person that know about manifestation, and you are a powerful manifester. But because of all the toxic energy, you manifesting really bad situations, like really bad moments, stuff that kind of feels almost unbearable sometimes. Like the pressure, I feel like just you feel so much pressure and weight on your shoulders. You're about to crack. Please do this for your own mental and spiritual health, because you are about to crack. And you know this. It's something in you that is telling you, like, I'm about to lose it. It's something in you that is telling you that. Listen to it. Don't try to run from it, because I feel like you would feel that in your spirit, but you would try to repress it, run away from it, distract yourself from it. So I'm just gonna end it right here because, only you could save yourself. Nothing externally is gonna come and save you. Only you can save yourself. So please do it, because you are a divine being and we really need you during this time. And we need you in healthy, high spirits. So come on and, transfer over, you know, go through the portal. Damn. All right. Stay blessed. All right. So, group two. I'm seeing that this portal open up people eyes to fears that they have. I'm seeing that a lot lately. So, especially with masculine energy. especially. I feel like masculine energy is actually seems to be struggling with this 11/11 energy. I wasn't really expecting that, but that's what I'm picking up on. Okay, so for you, group two, you are defensive. Um, you dealing with fears of failure, and you might want to listen to group one and stuff. I do feel like the energy is different, but I feel like there's something that you could learn from that group. Even though the energy is different, it's kind of like similar scenarios. So, um, I do see focus on what you're trying to achieve right now. Right? Like in this particular group, I feel like there's a struggle of not even a struggle. It's something that you're not really paying attention to. It's another aspect of yourself that you are not um, giving adequate attention. You're not nurturing it. And it's starting to creep up. It has to do with connections. Like, I feel like you kind of cage yourself off, put yourself in this box, and you feel very comfortable in that box. You might have everything that you need in there, everything that you think that you need, but you're not allowing relationships, you're not allowing anybody else to come in that box. It's just your box, and you just sit in it all day and don't let anybody in. Mm. And you might be a bit of a workaholic at this time right now, but it's because you're so defensive. So you became a workaholic just so you could say, like, well, I don't have time for relationships because I gotta work. I don't have time to connect with people because I have something that I'm working on. And it's this feeling of loneliness that is starting to creep up on you and fuck with you. I also feel like it's the fact that you might have pushed away not just one good person, but a few good people. And it's starting to like hunt you. Like the memories of it is really coming to the forefront of your mind. And you kind of in a space where you like trying to figure out why. You might not be a really emotional person. Like you're not connected to your emotions. And now you feeling like you need time to actually process them because if you don't, you're going to be lonely for the rest of your life. That's what the feeling is. Like you very defensive. You don't want to let anybody in. You don't feel the need to. See, in group one, their emotions and fears was hitting them hard. With you, it's like creeping up on you slowly but surely. And you like, why now? Why am I feeling like this now? Mm. All right, let's get some clarity on a few things. Let's get into why are you defensive? Okay. Okay, see, all right, this the thing. I'm feeling like you might have felt like you had more time. Like you feeling like, well, I don't have to focus on that right now. I'm just focused on building my empire. Like all of that stuff, that other stuff, that mushy, gushy love stuff. I'm not worried about that. Like, but there's a reason why you suppressed it. I think that in the past you was very disappointed in situations. Um, I don't want to say that it's necessarily heartbroken. It's more of disappointment. Just people just wasn't what you expected. Um, they didn't feed your spirit like you thought that they would. So you kind of like, people are like pretty disappointing. So I'm not gonna open myself up like that. You might been living your life in a very like disconnected way, like maybe having one night stands or getting slightly close to a person, but you won't let them into your box. Like you might sometimes come out on the front porch and talk to them or something like that, but you will never invite them in, and you won't go out and adventure with them. You just stay on the front porch and talk to them. And then you will be, okay, well, I gotta go back to work, so see you later. And then you got this Knight of Pentacles, and it's because, like, you taking, you just don't feel, you don't see the importance of connection. But it's starting to mess with you. You might also feel like people don't have good intentions, like people want something from you. Especially if you are a very successful person, you might feel like people want to get close to you for the wrong reasons. So you kind of just like, well, you could try, but nobody succeeds. I don't let nobody in. Like, whatever. That's like the energy. It's such a like, it's kind of nonchalant, but it's slowly causing damage. All right, so let's get clarity for this Three of Cups here. I feel like you have very, very high standards that you place there on purpose because you know that nobody is going to be able to achieve these standards. But you set them so high because you don't want nobody to achieve them. And now you in a space like this 1111 energy puts you in a space of like you wondering about it. Like, damn, am I like being guarded because of this? Is I'm being, you questioning your own reason of being guarded, which before you might not have did that. You didn't think that it was important. Like you carry this very indecisive energy, especially when it comes to other people. And you just let that sit. You don't ever take the time to decide about a person. You don't let anybody get close. Alright, so this star card reverse is to me pointing out the fact that good people had came in your life, but you didn't allow them in, so they left. So let's get somewhere on that. I feel like anxiety just around letting people get close. A sneak attack throws your life off balance. Others want you to fail. Like you very distrustful of people. And you feel like it's too much of a burden to try to maintain relationships. But you are starting to feel lonely. And it's inducing anxiety. Now, I feel like you had anxiety before when you just didn't even care about relationships, connecting with people. You just focus on your goal. But now you start to realize the connection. Your anxiety and your defensiveness, and you not letting people get close to you. Look at this card. Frustrations, complacency. You have been doing the same thing for too long. You've been doing this for too long. And now the universe is about to beat your ass. Now the universe is about to show you that, look, you need to value relationships and connection. Like you might feel like you don't need that intimacy, that love, that care from people, but we're going to show you that you do. Especially if you want to connect to the star. Like if you want to connect to this divinity, this divine energy, because there's people out there that carry that energy, you will have to be open to it. Mm. All right. So I feel like there are a few people at this point that has walked away from you just because you refuse to be open with them. You refuse to give like a equal give and take. You refuse to really show people who you truly are. Like you stay in this hermit mode and just completely locked down. And it's starting to generate into this really extreme anxiety. Look at this. Your priorities are dangerously out of balance. Even though things appear to be going well, scandal, loss of innocence, your you into my God. You enter a world where people play for keeps, not for the weak or cautious. You stay on a self destructive path, even though you know that is clearly the wrong thing to do. You cause your own pain. The Wheel of Fortune after that card. So the universe is gonna really, either you're gonna fall victim to this extreme anxiety, or you're gonna change and stop being so afraid to let people in. It's your choice. It's up to you. Alright, let's get some clarity for this Two of Cups here. There could be some form of relationship that is waiting for you. Like divine partnerships that are waiting to open up to you, but you have to work on your own energy first. For some of you, it's one person that you want to connect to. Um, Somebody that you have a connection with, but you're not able to do that because you're not in a space to be open with anybody. And you might want this person to accept that, but still be around. But that's just not going to happen. And you are starting to become aware, especially with this energy, this portal opening. You are becoming aware that it's a real issue. Like in the past, you really justified it. You create all types of excuses for it, to keep yourself stuck in your own box of fear. But now the anxiety is getting so bad that you don't have no choice but to look at it. And if you don't actually work on it, the anxiety is going to get so bad that you're not going to be able to do your work anymore. You might be feeling like you need to go to the doctor and get on like anxiety medication or something. Like I'm feeling that. Like you might be considering that, or you might even be considering like counseling or something. Um, do what you have to do. I do think counseling is a good thing because it teaches you how to dig inside yourself and find things to work on. The medication just is like a band-aid. It would just make you numb. So, yeah. Like, I feel like who I'm talking to, I could feel your guardedness. It's almost repelling my energy because a lot of times when I'm around people that are guarded, like I don't even want to put energy in it because I know that my energy is just gonna bounce off and stuff, and then it's gonna feel like wasted energy. You know what I'm saying? Um, but that's when I'm actually talking to a person like that, which I am in this context, but it's in you in a position that you don't feel overly vulnerable because I'm not really talking to you directly. You like being an observer. So either way, it's affecting my speech. That's what I'm trying to say. Just because of the energy of it. Because I'm getting this energy of you being very stubborn. Very, 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 very stubborn. Like what I'm telling you, people might have tried to tell you this before, but you was like, well, they don't know what they talking about. They don't understand. You just kind of dismissed it and you went back into your hermit mode and continue to do whatever you do. But um it's getting to you now and it's gonna continue to get to you. So you should work on it. Because if you don't, that box that you were so comfortable in is gonna start to feel like a cage. Slowly but surely. That's why you are feeling anxiety. All right, that's all I have for you. Group two, will I do an extended? Let me think about that for a minute. No, I'm not gonna do it extended for group two. I don't feel like it's necessary to do one. I'm only gonna do it if it's necessary. But what I am gonna do, because I did it with group one, is how can you cross over? Like what steps you can take to go through that portal and come out on the other side. I almost forgot. Okay. All right. There needs to be a balance between your work and your personal life. It's actually deeper than just balance. You have to stop being afraid to be open and be vulnerable. And there are some heartaches that you haven't processed. I remember earlier in the reading, I was saying that it don't necessarily feel like a heartache or pain or something, but you just feeling like it's just not important or you don't want to deal with what you feel like is a burden of maintaining relationships. But that's just how you view it now. But there is something that happened that put you in this space in the first place. It's just that you either think that you over it and it still affects you, or um, it's something that you repress so much that you kind of forgot about it. But I do feel like it's going to surface. Maybe I would do that in the extended. Like, what was this heartache and loss? So, yeah, you will have to deal with that. I'm gonna do that in the extended. Okay. before you go out into the world, like I do feel like some people who's listening to this, you really motivated to be your best self. So you like, you know what? Look, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna connect. Okay, so pump your brakes. Before you go out into the world, do take time to process why you was in that space in the first place. Okay? And deal with it. Just so you won't go out in the world and accidentally hurt people just because you're not fully conscious of why you struggle with connection. And also take things slow. I'm not saying that you meet somebody and you just be like, okay, come on into the house. Nah, you could go out, meet them on the front porch, have a conversation with them, and if you feel it's right in your spirit to trust them, to let them in, then you be like, you know what? Come on in. Let's sit on the couch and talk. Then take some time and see how they treat your environment. See how they treat your inner world. You know, take your time. Like you could slowly build on something. And if it feels good, then you could go into a next level of either having them stay the night, then maybe a next level with having them stay with you. Get what I'm saying? So take your time, be patient with them, and be patient with yourself. But you do have to allow love in, allow people to love you. And also be more optimistic with people. You could have a pessimistic outlook on people sometimes. Like you just instantly don't trust them for like the littlest things. Like, like I understand, I really do, because I have met people and they seem to be one way, but it turned out that they was dealing with a lot of things and they started to be toxic and project on me and stuff like that. But I treated it as it went. Well, at least that's what I do now. Like, if I'm cool with you, I'm cool with you. If there's something that come up that I don't like, I talk about it if I can, if the person allow it. If there seems to not be able to have a resolution, then I go on my way. See, but if you take your time with people, because nobody is perfect, nobody is going to be the best version of themselves all the time. Um, so give people the same understanding that you want people to have with you. But if you find out that a person is toxic and you just can't be around them, just go on with your way. Like, you don't have to deal with them. Let them handle that on their own. But you should give space and opportunity for those things to even happen. I feel like you don't do that. Like, you don't open up to anybody in general, just so you don't even have to deal with that process. But it's something beautiful in that process, and it's something that you can learn from it. See, you are keeping yourself away from experiencing. You can't learn anything like that. All right, so that's all I have for you. Group two, I'm going to go into the extended and we're going to dig deeper into this heartache and loss. Like, what was it? All right, stay blessed. All right, so I'm gonna call this one summary. I was gonna do a group three or whatever, but I pulled the cards and they talking about the same energy that's in group one and two. So listen, masculines are speaking to the masculine energy in everybody because we all carry it, but the masculine energy is in distress right now just because of priorities being misplaced, being too attached to this 3D realm. And I feel like I'm talking to a few. I mean, damn, you watching tarot cards, so I'm talking to some spiritual people here, you know. And you could be looking at your situation like, yo, I'm not attached to this 3D world, like yada yada yada. But um, yeah, you are. I think it's just your perception of how you attach to it. Like you might think that being attached to it is focusing on cars, money, materialism, stuff like that. But no, it's you attach to the mentality. Like you attach to the programming. It's still affecting you in some type of way, and the universe is trying to break you free from it. Because it's causing you a lot of distress and unhappiness, and it's also causing you to not being able to manifest too well, and it's causing you to wear a mask. Because I feel like there's a lot of people who are wearing a mask because they don't want people to see who they truly are. Like, what the fuck is going on with this world, man? Like, why are some people so afraid to be seen? You know? You should get over that because there's a lot of people that being incarnated that's like me that could see it anyways. You know? Sometimes I be watching a person wear a mask and I'm like, you don't notice that I could notice that you wear a mask? Like, I don't know what that feels like, honestly, because I never really been able to wear a mask. I've been too sensitive, too vulnerable to do that. I've been too outspoken, too passionate to do that. So, mm, if I put my energy in the perspective of somebody else, then I can understand. Like somebody else who is viewing the other person wearing their mask. Some people in this reality, actually a lot of people, they feel like you are supposed to wear a mask. Damn. They feel like that's what's proper. They feel like that's how you're supposed to navigate the world. So they feel like that mask represents stability. So if you wear it, you know, because they give you the motto of fake it until you make it, and people live by that philosophy. And that's just the norm. That's the norm here. Damn. Because I be looking at it, be like, yo, what is going on? Why everybody is so fake as, why people fake as fuck, man? And then they be claiming to be so real. Like people be claiming to be real while being fake as fuck in other ways. And it's like, but they don't perceive it like that. they perceive it as, oh, these are just my boundaries. Oh, these are just like, I'm not gonna let you see all of me and stuff like that. Um, which I do understand because you can't, some people, if you open up to them, they will take advantage of that vulnerability. So it's a form of protection. But not when it's out of fear, though. Not when it's all, not when it's out of fear. Because regardless of what that other person do with your vulnerabilities, that's just a reflection of them, not you. So to really be at peace with yourself, you still should be able to completely be yourself and not be concerned about what that person do with that, if I'm making sense to people. It's a different energy like when you just reserve. Like but that could be attached to fear too, you know, cuz I've been in that energy of being reserved, quiet, not really speaking my mind, and that was fear. Fear be fucking people up, man. There's a major lesson in fear right now. People's really trying to overcome it. It's either gonna make them or break them. It's either one of the two. So that's just, it is what it is. Cause right now I'm seeing that things are like coming to such a abrupt halt for people who is avoiding doing certain things. Like things are being blocked until you deal with certain things. It's just a cycle that we in. Everybody is experiencing this energy. So don't feel alone. Don't feel ashamed or anything. It's just a part of the process. Um, just do your best to overcome it. Don't be afraid to look at the pain. So, yeah. Hmm. And I do feel like a lot of people who's watching this, they are aware. Um, like they aware of this blockage. But either they trying to find a shortcut around it where they don't have to deal with it, or they be like, well, I don't mind this blockage so much because it makes me feel safe. Or they justify it because they feel like, well, it's not my fault. Why is there other people, the way things that they did, the way that they treated me, put those blockages there? So it's up to them to take them down. Um, like it's painful to feel it, to even tap into this energy because I witnessed this in masculine energy, period. Um, Even women, and when they are acting out of their masculine parts of themselves, is wounded in a way and very guarded. And it throws the whole energy off balance. And it never could find grounding or stability. So, in this realm, the masculine energy is very guarded, um, very afraid. The fear in the masculine energy is like on a whole nother level. And I really want that to heal because if that heals, it will bring balance, it will bring unity. And everybody will have to heal that within themselves, heal that energy within themselves. That's all you really have to do. A lot of people, they might speak about it, they might talk about it, like how to heal it and stuff, but they not actually practicing it or living it. So it's not going to create real change. It's a real struggle, and I do understand it's a real struggle because to look at our hurts and pain is hard. It's difficult, and I get it, but it's necessary, especially for this shift, this time that we're going into. You will have to be brave. You will see a man, right, and he could seem fearless. He not afraid of anything. He willing to fight. He willing to risk his life for the ones he loves. He's willing to go out there and wrestle with a rattlesnake. But dealing with his emotions would scare the shit out of him. And they will hide that, and they will feel like that's okay. As long as people seeing what they want them to see, to them it's okay. And they could live the rest of their lives like that. And in generations before, there are plenty of masculine energy, period, that died in that vibration. They was stubborn all the way up into their deathbed. And it could have worked out well for them. Because all they really needed to do, or what they really needed to focus on, was maybe bringing some type of creation into this world, maybe giving birth to a certain type of spirit or something like that. Their pain was utilized. Like with the Will Smith thing, his dad, he needed that. he watched his dad be toxic and destructive, and his dad pushed him to his breaking point, and it created Will into who he is. And that was his dad's purpose. But we going into a time, we trying to ascend to another dimension where it doesn't have to be like that. We don't have to break people. That energy is not necessary. So now we're going into a time that people need to not just channel their higher self, but to actually become it, to be their higher self. So when we get to that point, money, fame, status is not going to make you, what's the word? It's not going to put you on that pedestal. That's slowly starting to change. You being a well-rounded person, you being a good person, you being somebody that is enjoyable to be around is going to be more important than what you accomplish on a material level. That's why we seeing so many people who have accomplished so much in their lifetime seemingly when it comes to material abundance and still not feeling satisfied or still not feeling like they have really done anything of worth or value. So, yeah, that's what's going on, and please work on it, you know, because we doing this as a collective. You doing the individual work of working on yourself, that energy is going to vibrate out and help many people. So, and we should definitely help each other get through this process. Anyways, it's a whole lot of love in my heart. I know when I'm doing readings sometimes I could be a little harsh or whatever, but I'm not judging. Like, the word I used was coward in group one. I use that word because of the vibration of the word, the feeling that it generates inside of you. That, see, is negative and positive energy. And sometimes you need one energy to combine with the other in order to bring awareness, if I'm making sense. This is like on an energetic level. Honestly, I wish I didn't really have to use words and stuff like that, but if I do have to use it, I might as well use it on an energetic level. I might as well. Because that's the best use of it. You get caught up in all the other shit, you're going to get lost in this 3D realm and be just stuck here. Alright, y'all. Stay blessed.